Hey everyone, Chris Hoffmann here, and I'd like to introduce 5 approaches on how you can create your own reggae fills. Welcome to another reggae lesson. We already filmed a video on reggae grooves showing you the basics of the one drop, the rockers and the steppers. So if you're interested in that, make sure to check that out. Now when it comes to playing reggae fills, there are 2 aspects that I find interesting to talk about when I listen to Bob Marley, Steel Pulse and Gregory Isaacs and drummers like Carlton Barrett, Sly Dunbar, Styles Scott, and these aspects are sound and rhythmic phrasing. An important element in reggae music is the use of timbales, which can be imitated with ringy snare and real high tuning, and this also helps achieving a loud, cutting rim click sound. Now regarding the phrasing aspect, a lot of reggae fills don't end with a crash on beat 1 like in pop or rock music. Often you have emphasis on beat 4 or the end of beat 4, and I call those target notes. So let me show you an example with the target note on the last triplet of beat 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Alright, in our first approach today we stay in groove position and we play a fill between bass drum, hi-hat and snare drum. And I play you a 4-bar phrase of a 1-drop feel, and the actual fill happens in the hi-hat by playing some accents and alternating, and I alternate between swung and a straight 8th note feel. The bass drum on beat 3 is the constant that never changes. Approach number 2 is to play pickup fills to start a new song or to introduce a new section. And what your dabby boon is in pop and rock music might be this fill for your reggae songs. This is a half-bar fill example starting with a 4-stroke rough on the end of beat 2 in the groove context of the rockers. Playing a rough at the beginning gives it a nice texture and ornamentation and that timbale sound that we associate with reggae fills. I also want to show you an example of a 1-bar pickup fill. Here we go. For approach number 3, we include the bass drum in a 3-note grouping that creates a cool linear fill. You can also think of it as herder 3s, where the hands play the first 2 notes twice as fast as the 2 following bass drum notes. Anyway, check it out. In approach number 4 we play triplets, also very common in reggae fills. In this first one we play quarter note triplets, starting the fill with a little drag. Here Here's the second example with 8-note triplets. Again, we keep the bass drum on beat 3 to keep the one-drop feel alive. In our final approach, we play a 2-bar fill with mixed subdivisions, especially this one, which I once transcribed from one of Benny Grabb's DVDs. It was The Art and Science of Groove, and I really like it because it has such a cool effect that you almost feel like you're slowing down the tempo, but that's not the case. It's just the mix of subdivisions. Check it out. Now I hope these 5 approaches can give you some variety and a deeper understanding of playing your first reggae fills, and honestly for me teaching you these 5 steps is more important than the actual fills themselves. If you like them, please learn them, but I always try to encourage you to look beyond the notes to figure out what rhythmic vocabulary is required to create these fills in the first place. And then once you know the rhythmic vocab of a reggae environment, you can start to explore and listen to a lot of reggae music and those legendary drummers and eventually develop your own fills. So I hope you enjoy practicing and exploring. Have fun, and then I see you next time. Bye bye.